Update on my scars. They're so freaking ugly. Like, what the fuck? Why me? Y'all see my skin is clear, baby. No scratches, no bruises. You get what I'm saying? I didn't really beat myself up as a kid, but this looks pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. This looks like I've been fighting all my life. Like, can y'all tell? Okay, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Everything's Jazz, where everything is about me. So, I ain't gonna lie. I done had me a little drinky drink and stuff. So, I'm a little zooted and booted. But, good morning. I'm headed to my first shift. I got a full day today, so I got 3 shifts today. This walk take about 15 minutes every day. I get a lot of steps in per day because I do a lot of walking, because it's 15 minutes here, 15 minutes back, and sometimes I do that 3 times a day, so I walk a total of an hour and 30 minutes. Basically, I walk an hour and 30 minutes or more every day. So, yes. That makes me feel good. It makes me feel strong. It makes me feel like I have stamina.
The next day,
I'm on the way to my first shift. I only have 1 shift today, and that's because when I get done with that 1 shift, I have to go to school today. Today is Friday, so you already know I gotta go to school. I literally almost overslept, y'all. My alarm kept going off and I kept snoozing it, but what made me jump up is because when I opened my eyes when my alarm went off the last time, I had a comment from somebody under one of my YouTube videos. And it made me so happy because this is the second person to comment on my YouTube video, y'all. And I haven't been getting comments at all. Like, for a very, very long time, I have not been getting comments. My subscriber count has not moved from 231 for months. Baby, it feel like it at least been a year or something since I got a comment or a subscribe. So, the fact that I just got my second comment that I had gotten in a long time, I'm so excited. Like, I love seeing comments from you guys. Like, it's proven to me that consistency does have outcomes. I think you show your emotional side. I just watched your video with you crying on camera, so I don't know what they talking about. You don't seem guarded, in my opinion. Seems like you're just being you. And I've watched a few of your videos. But anyway, you sounded good rapping. Well done. Because they watched one of my most vulnerable videos, which was the crying on camera video. The thing about that video is when I posted it, it was up for a while, but then I started feeling cringy about it. So then I privated it. When I did that reading and it says you guard your emotional side too much, that's when I went and I made that video public. And I watched a few of your videos. Thank you. But anyway, you sounded good rapping. Well done. Thank you. Okay, I have to go to school. I have to go, but before I miss the bus. But thank you so much. I'm glad you like my rap. Like, I like it. I love it too. Like, I feel like I'm such a good writer. I would never like actually want to be a rapper, but I am good at it. That's the crazy thing. Like, I'm good at it and I just do it for fun sometimes. I'm about to post the clip of me rapping my Girly Girl song that I made when I was in 5th grade. I'm gonna insert it in here, y'all. I got me a breakfast sandwich. I'm about to eat it while I'm walking to the bus and I gotta go, but thank you. I'm a girly girl trying to live life light pink. Got my head in the sky, yes. Never going down, it's going up. Got my head up, my feet down, I'm standing up. And I love my crew. I'ma hang with them till the night's through. I'm a girly girl, love pink. Keep a smile on my face, you never would think I'm mad. I'm a girly girl, love pink. Love hanging with my crew. It's a love thing. They say it's going down, but I'm going up. They're looking at me at the bottom, and I'm looking at them at the bottom, and they looking up. I'm a cutie pie seed in my eye. Know the sky's pretty girl. No telling lies. Hello Kitty, everything. Yeah, that's how I ride. Step 1, step 2, playing hopscotch. YOLO mean you only live once, but that's a lie. This the truth. You only die once. I live every day like it's my last time. Last minute, last second till the sun dies. We gone. Or shoot, something like that. I'm a girly girl trying to live life. Light pink, got my head in the sky. Yeah, it's never going down. It's going up. Got my head up, my feet down. I'm standing up. And I love my crew. I'ma hang with them till the night's through. I'm a girly girl, love pink, keep a smile on my face. You never would think I'm
Next stop, Allison Beckman. Welcome aboard the Comet.
Starts as my snipers hit their marks and your guards fall down from a rifle to the heart like glass. Let them fall slow. I know you had your fears, you can let them all go. And most women are motivated, so I act accordingly. But this is so refreshing.
But I always
means a
come
little
to the
more
restroom
me. Dedicating time, but I really can't.
first. So I am here, and the boobies is sitting, baby. Period. Period. Y'all know? Did y'all know I got a breast reduction? I think it was like in 2021 when I got a breast reduction. My boobies used to be way bigger. I could never wear a shirt like this before I got my breast reduction. But you know, after I got my breast reduction, and mind you, the whole reason I even got a breast reduction is because I wanted to be able to wear shirts like this. Literally, like, I've always loved strapless shirts and how they look and how cute it is. When I was finally able to wear a strapless shirt, I was so excited. But today's class, I think it's called Dealing with Conflict. So I have about 3 minutes until class starts, so I'm about to go ahead and go.
Good job. Let's go, everybody. Let's do number 10. Which of the following is critical to a successful conflict resolution? Is it A, venting? Is it B, arguing? C, judging? Or D, listening? Class?
Right.
All right, we at 80%. But it's D as in dog listening. I heard a C and I heard a well, that's not, you're not the instructor, so let's go. All right, good job. Let me make sure I have, well, y'all still passed, that's a B. You did well.
So I got to class, and my teacher was already there. She was there before me, and I was the first student there. She had started talking to me about something. Oh, she was just saying how the class be either on time or late, but never early. Not me though. I be on time. I had brought up how last class was my favorite class. This was my last class, Taking Charge of Change. But she is the black lady that I've been talking about in my vlogs, and we're gonna just call her Miss Back to Me. We had that little mini discussion before class started, and then other people started coming in, right? So mind you, this is the first time I had like a one-on-one discussion with Miss Back to Me, right? And that's just because we were the only two people that were there on time. Everybody else was late. You know, at first, you know, y'all, I've been telling y'all I don't like her because y'all hear her name, Miss Back to Me. Like, that's her communication style. Like, when you talk to her, you could just tell she just ready for it to be back on her, or she just ready to take the direction of the conversation back to her. And as someone who is learning that I actually like to be heard, that's irritating me. Like, so Miss well, we're gonna call her Doctor because we're gonna put some respect on her name. So Doctor Back to Me Okay, I'm calling her a doctor because she has a PhD. She must has a PhD in her field. So it's not, you got to address her as doctor, okay, not miss. So doctor, back to me. You know how I told y'all she likes to bring up her family. She likes to bring up her husband a whole lot. And she likes to bring up her daughter too. She don't bring up her son that much. The first time I heard about her son was today. Before today, I did not know she had a son, baby. I thought she only had a daughter. The way she talk about that daughter, she gonna talk about that son that much. But anyway, she brought up her husband. So mind you'll be learning about dealing with conflict. So she basically asked us, class, what do y'all think is the main thing me and my husband have conflict over? That's what she asked us. Somebody said cleaning. No. Somebody said leaving the toilet seat up. She said no. Somebody said communication. She said no. Mind you, while they're going through that, I'm already in my head thinking like, oh, I think I know the answer, right? Because I had previously watched Riss and Quan YouTube video, and they were talking about how their disagreements on how to raise their children has been causing them conflict in their marriage. That's what Riss and Quan said. I didn't think it was the right answer though. I thought she was going to say no because her daughter, from what I saw, is older, because her daughter came one day to bring her some coffee. So we seen her daughter, and her daughter is older. Her daughter is in her 20s. So I'm thinking like, this is probably not the right answer because, I mean, she don't got little children no more. So why would they have a conflict over how to raise the children? But then again, a stable household looks a lot different from an unstable household. So they're married. Her children have both of their parents. Like the parents are successful. So it's like maybe they still invest into their children's lives versus children who come from broken homes or come from hoods or just come from instability. Once they turn 18, it's like, okay, you're on your own. Like, you're on your own. The parents not having conflict over you because you're grown now. So basically, she was saying her and her husband disagree over how to raise their children. I basically pieced together that her husband is big on discipline and whoopings and stuff like that, and she is not. I was being myself, y'all, and the class was laughing at me. She was laughing at me. I think I brought like a lightness into the class today, right? Maybe it was a little one-on-one interaction me and Dr. Back to Me had before class started. Boom. So she validated me. Oh, that's why I keep telling y'all why I love to be validated in school, because I just told y'all like validation is, but I don't know, I think it's different when you're in school. I mean, as long as you don't overdo it, you get what I'm saying? But I think it's okay to crave validation when you're in school. I mean, I know I'm smart, and that's like, but it's like other people noticing now. Oh, I love when people notice my mind and how I think. Like, fuck how I look. Notice my mind. She was like, wow, like, how did you know that? She literally asked me, how did I know that? You married or something? No, ma'am, I'm not married. I literally explained to her how I watched Riss and Quan video, and they were literally talking about how the children was getting in between them. So I'm like, that must be a common marriage thing. Like, it makes sense, because even I feel like that. Like, I have spoken to boys where I was like, I would never beat my children. I'm not gonna be that. I'm not whooping my children. I'm not gonna be that type of parent. They'd be like, what? Children need discipline. They need to be spanked. They need to. I'm not doing that. So actually getting into the subject of conflict, one of the questions was, when someone disagrees with me about something important or challenges me in front of others, I usually ask questions for more understanding of their point of view. I think anybody who been around me, they all gonna say Jazz ask a lot of questions, because that's how you learn. And like I said, I just grew up heavy on learning, so asking questions is just a part of somebody who grew up learning. You know what I'm saying? I ask a lot of questions because my aunt used to always answer them, versus like my parents, I ask them a question, get out my face, not right now, go in the room. But when I ask my godmama, I ask my aunt, when I ask my real mama, you get what I'm saying, she didn't birth me, but that's my mother. When I ask her questions, she always answered them. She always has an answer for me. She was always engaging my brain. The other question was, I sometimes avoid directly confronting someone when they are closed-minded and they can't see things from different perspectives. It's no point in arguing with someone who cannot put themselves in your shoes. It's no point in arguing with someone who cannot look at things from different points of views, from different perspectives. Like, if someone's only going to be stuck and fixed in their mind and their ways and how they think, it's no point in going back and forth with someone like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, especially if you know that it's not going to change. Like, it's just going to turn into an argument. I only express myself to people that I feel like I'm going to get somewhere with. If I'm not going to get nowhere with you, I ain't finna confront. Like, confronting, not express it, but when it comes to confronting somebody, like, I'm not a problematic person. I don't want no problems. So I'm not going to create problems when there is no need to create problems, like, unless I just feel so strongly about something. Now that's something different. If I really feel strongly about it, usually I'm a type of person I have an avoidant it told me I'm the avoidant ostrich, conflict management styles. I have an avoidant type of conflict style. That's my dominant style. My dominant style is to avoid conflict. My backup style is the competing lion. Now the competing lion is going to face conflict straight up. So I have two sides. Like, I got my soft side that's going to avoid conflict. I got my rough, guarded, hard side that I get from living in the hood with my birth mom. That side that I get from her, the rough, guarded, edgy side, that's going to directly, what up? But then I got my soft side that I got, that my aunt nurtured and curated. Like, that's going to be like, you know what? I just want to keep the peace. Like, I just want to get back to what I'm doing. Fuck all this shit y'all got going. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't even going to confront it. It don't make no sense. It's not going to get me nowhere. Like, I'm not going to start conflict, but I will end it if you start with me. That's my conflict management style. You know what I'm saying? That's just what that is right there. That's all that is to it. So yeah, we had a good class. It's very engaging. She was calling on me a lot. Like, she was just calling on me she was calling on me randomly, not just calling on me to answer a question, but she'll be like, what page I was on, Jess? What class did I say so and so? Like, I'm supposed to remember. You see all these damn classes we took, and you trying to ask me in which class did you say a certain phrase? Girl, I don't know. Like, at this point, you just calling on me because you like me. Like, because what? She went from my least favorite teacher to my favorite teacher, and she's still back to me, though. She still got that back to me type of, you know what I'm saying? But when I look past that, teaching wise, she's my favorite teacher. She still had 100 stories that you would think if they interesting by the way she'll hype them up before she'll talk about them. But then when she actually talk about them, it's like, you did all that hype to say that, and it ain't even nothing. Like, no action. It just be like, and then it'd be so many of them. Like, but I ain't gonna lie though, I formed an emotional bond with her. I don't know, it's because I had her multiple times. I think that's what it is. I had her multiple times. I only had that male teacher one time. I only had that white lady one time. This teacher has been our primary teacher